At first glance, the Chicago Sky trading the number 3 pick in the draft to the Mystics for Ariel Atkins could feel like a little bit of a desperate move, right? Chicago desperate to compete right now with Angel Reese after her rookie season. Of course, Camila Cardoso's rookie season as well. So I get that. And it's a nice rebuilding move by the Mystics to stock up on draft picks. They have the number 3 pick, the number 4 pick, and the number 6 pick in the upcoming draft. But the Sky did improve the roster. I mean, they got a veteran floor general in Courtney Vandersloot, and now they've added some scoring and shooting that they desperately needed. Obviously, Kennedy Carter's not coming back. Chicago had no shot creation on the perimeter. Are they going to get a better player with the 3rd pick in the draft than Atkins? I mean, it's the same sort of general philosophy that I had for the Kelsey Plum trade when it came to the Sparks. I mean, there's almost no doubt in my mind that Plum is going to be better than the number 2 pick in the draft would be for the Sparks, at least immediately. That's probably also the case with Atkins in Chicago with the Sky. Fits with the current roster and makes them better right away. Now, what are the ramifications? That you can get into, because when you look at it, they also have a pick swap as part of this deal for a future draft pick, which helps Washington. However, Atkins is not some scrub. I know maybe some people haven't heard of her as much as some of the other players in the league, but if you go and look at her numbers and what she's been able to produce, a former All-Star a couple times, and also somebody who has pretty good shooting splits. I mean, Atkins last year averaged 15 points a game, 14.9 to be exact, shot 43.7% from the floor, 35.7% from three, a career 36% three-point shooter, a career 13.4 point per game scorer. And let's take a look at some of the highlights to, illuminate that a little bit and what the Sky are getting here with this deal. I mean, this is some of the top plays of last year for Atkins, and you can see what she is capable of. Swing out to the corner, catch and shoot, buckets. Right? Here she comes, curling, gets the ball, dribble. That's a shot nobody on the team currently is able to make until she got there. Tough shot. Contested, hanging, scoring anyway. Ball fake, gets to the rack. Nice little Euro there. And again, when you're talking about a team, good defensive play. When you're talking about a team in Chicago that had nothing on the perimeter as a threat, nothing. Anemic offense they were going to have. Good pass, good dish. So they get a good all-around guard, as you can see in Atkins here. Recovering on this play with the rejection. This is not a scrub coming to the Sky. This is somebody who can really play. Somebody who can really play. And somebody who filled a specific need. And you add that on top of Courtney Vandersloot, and you're looking at major roster upgrades along with some of the other small moves that were made. By the way, shout out to Annie Costable. The Chicago Sun-Times got something right again. Remember when they were about to sign Vandersloot? She reported that in order for Vandersloot to sign with the Sky, they would need to be like a contending team. And one of the things that they might do to put themselves in that status is trade the number 3 pick. And everybody scoffed at that notion. Well, now they did it. Number 3 pick is gonzo. It's totally been changed. The number 2 pick now, belonging to the Storm. The number 3 pick now belonging to the Washington Mystics. Again, and for the Mystics, I mean, this couldn't make more sense. I think this is a home run of a trade for the Mystics where their organization currently stands, right? Like, this was not a team ready to compete, ready to do anything. So instead, you got Aaliyah Edwards, who we just saw what she could do at Unrivaled. I love her game a lot. She's always in motion, always active, all those things. Hell of a player to build around going forward. And now you can really just build on her timeline because there's no pressure there. The Mystics are not saddled with any pressure. there's no expectations. Nobody was saying, "Oh, look out for the Washington Mystics next year." And they've got, that future swap. And then, of course, this year, pick 3, 4, and 6, which ideally you turn into your core going forward along with Edwards. And this turns into a hell of a trade for Washington. So I really, really like the direction for Washington. I'm not going to be as quick to pile on the Sky as I think some will, because I do believe oftentimes these draft picks are overvalued because of the idea of potential, what they could be. Not to say that, some draft picks don't turn into great players. They do. But I've watched a lot of women's college basketball this season. I don't see nobody that's really impressed me that much in those slots. I know Citron had a really good game for Notre Dame, and trust me, I'm impressed by her. I think she could be a very good role player at the WNBA level for sure, at least. I know Olivia Miles. I don't think Olivia Miles is that explosive as a scorer. This is under the assumption that Paige Beckers is going number 1 still. I haven't seen, some of the international prospects to the same degree. I really like AZ Fudd. If I'm Washington, I'm taking AZ Fudd with one of those picks if she even goes into the draft. But we don't even know if she's going to go into the draft. Miles has another year of eligibility. So from what I've seen in the available talent pool, I'm not like thinking, oh, wow, you're going to 100% lose out on a superstar by trading the number 3 pick. Now, are the Sky too thirsty? That would be their undoing. If this turns out bad, it's because they got too thirsty. It's because they got injuries. They're trying to maximize on the hype. They're trying to, shoot themselves up into relevancy. They're trying to compete with the fever, not directly with the fever, but you know what I mean? From that, they're going to play each other a bunch, that rising kind of team in the league that's here right now, ready to ascend. Because it's not, Atkins is certainly not ancient. I think she's 28 years old. So they didn't acquire some broken down player here, but they did just draft a couple of rookies, and that's the basis of their team. But at the same time, they added a veteran guard in Vandersloot. So obviously, I don't think you could say that the Sky are trying to be contenders, but clearly they want to be in the playoffs. And clearly they're not happy rebuilding on the fly. Instead, they decided to take a swing. And that's exactly what the Chicago Sky did with this trade. They took a swing at relevancy and being an upper competitive team in the WNBA.